Hi, first graders. Today, we're going to start learning about something new. This week, we're going to talk all about reading habits, especially good reading habits. A habit is something that you do all the time. There are good habits and there are bad habits. And good reading habits help us become better readers. One good reading habit, something that good readers always do, is to do something else after they finish a book. You might think you're done when you close that book, but when you're done, you've just begun. Good readers always do something else when they finish the book. There's so much more you can learn from a book, which is why we never just close it and say we're finished. The first thing that you can do when you're done reading a book is to read the book again. There is so much more that you can learn about the story, the characters, what's happening to the characters. If you're reading a nonfiction book, you can probably learn so many more interesting facts. And if you just read the book one time, you wouldn't pick up on all that new information. You can always read a book a second time, or even a third, or fourth, or fifth time. You can come back to one book over and over again. The next thing you can do when you're done with a book is to go back to your favorite part. You can read that favorite part again and look at the pictures, or you could even share your favorite part with somebody else. The next thing that you can do when you finish a book is to retell the story to someone else. Someone in your family would probably really love to hear all about the book that you just read. We practiced retelling our stories last week, so we're all retelling experts by now. If there's no one around to tell your story to, you can also retell it to yourself to see if there's anything that you forgot. The last thing you can do when you finish a book is to read another book. There's no reason why you only need to read one book in a day. You can read as many books in one day as you like. I love to finish one book and pick up another one that I've been waiting to read and I'm excited about. You can always read another book as soon as you finish one. The more you read, the more you learn. I decided that I'm going to go back and share my favorite part of my book with you. That's how I'm going to do something after I've finished today. So I just finished reading The Wall in the Middle of the Book. Remember this one from last week? I loved this book so much, and there was a part that I liked more than the others. So I thought, well, I'm finished with my book. I'm not going to just say I'm done and forget about it. I decided I'm going to go back and share my favorite part with all of the first graders. So I'll show you my favorite part. I loved this part of the story where we learn that the ogre is actually a really nice and funny ogre. And the knight is like, wait a minute, what? I thought the ogre was scary and dangerous. And the ogre says, ha ha ha, I'm actually a nice ogre. And this side of the book is fantastic. I really like this part. It was my favorite part because we learned two really important things. We learned first that the ogre isn't really a scary ogre after all. And we also learned that the knight is wrong. And the knight's side of the book was actually really dangerous. And the ogre side of the book is actually safe and fun. So this is a big, important part of the story where we learn so many important details about both of these characters. And I thought it was really funny. And I enjoyed how this was kind of a twist on the book. So that was my favorite part. So remember, when you're done, you've just begun. You can read the book again, go back to your favorite part, retell the story to someone, or read another book. Today, your assignment is to read a book you have at home. Any book that you have is fine. When you're done, choose one thing from our When You're Done, You've Just Begun list. Remember, that's this list on the slide before, this one right here. Then you can write about what you did when you finished your book, or make a video explaining what you did when you finished your book. I made a video and I told you about my favorite part, but you could also write about what you did when you were finished. You can choose any of these 4 things to do when you're done. Just make sure you submit your writing or your video to Google Classroom when you're finished so your teachers can see. Have fun, first grade.